Haste has crossplay. You can now run with your friends in other worlds. Coming out on PS5, Switch 2, Xbox One, Series X. So now on console. Now it has crossplay game features. Sweet. Selling $15 gorillion. Infinite money of $16,000 gorillion. Hello, Neo J. Did you pray today? And I can bring down on some gangster shit. Did you pray today? Did you pray today? So I can break him down. I can break him. I can break him down. 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 I can break him down on some gangster shit. I can break him down on some gangster shit. I can break him down. I can break him down. I can break him. I can break him down on some gangster shit. Yes, I can break him down on some gangster shit. I can break him down on some gangster shit. Show them what they need to find if they wanna quit. But how early flex?
Hey. Hey.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Nice. You saw the chat message. Being sleep deprived and having to do another test today for math. God, I want to kill myself.
I'm sorry.
No, I have a bunch of family over, so my sleep is already messed up, and I've been sleeping on a futon with 2 padding. Ugh.
When do you need to take this test?
This
is sometime later today.
When I get home, probably I'll be able to, but debating whether or not I want to go to my speech class, because, well, no, I should, because I'll be robbing my classmates of their speeches that they're going to give today.
Do you have to give a speech?
I don't until next Tuesday, but my teacher's like super persistent on everyone being there for other students to give a speech, because we're going to be the ones grading them. So if there's more feedback, there's more, more feedback someone gets. the more they're able to be graded better. Even though our critiques are very subjective.
I suppose, but if that's the case, why don't they just allow you to Zoom call the speeches?
Because it's kind of like they're training us for like in-person presentations for like businesses and stuff.
Okay.
So it's like one of those. Well, I mean, as much as I would agree to Zoom call it, I think one student has to Zoom call it because. Nope. Sorry.
What did you think specifically about that thing I posted on Discord about an hour ago that you apparently found hilarious?
That would be the April Fool's video that I posted of me watching the consequences of my actions inside of a coin.
I was not referring to that. I was referring to what I posted earlier in your server today.
Your song?
Yeah, those lyrics I wrote.
Let me guess the music playlist.
He wrote lyrics to a song that he could potentially... Do you go by he, or do you choose to be a type of nigga?
I go by he, him.
Okay. So he put together a song that effectively is, I guess, a Birdman diss.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean...
Of him and his friend.
I mean, it's probably completely fine. The problem is just that without music, it's hard for me to visualize what it is you're going for.
I don't have much of an idea for visuals for the song right now either.
No, I don't mean visuals. I mean the beat, the music.
I can probably link to you the song that I based mine on.
Okay.
I might as well post it in the music and playlist chat.
Yep, you can do that. Because the problem with the lyrics is that without the song and the beat that it's supposed to go with, it's very hard to visualize what you're trying to achieve. It's like with lyrics, it's like, yep, those are lyrics. Yep, writing and hammer. Yep, rhyme scheme, but you need like the theme. So things like Black Snake, for example. There's a parody song that was made by Perry Chan, not to be confused with X-Ray Girl, whose name is possibly also Perry/Shiu, who is a part of the Friday Night Tights continuum that basically made a parody of the Black Snake announcement for the Harry Potter film. And it is actually a really good song parody. Don't know if he did the vocals himself or he used the AI-generated song generator Sumo, but it's great. Because just like with the Catboy Marks music for things like Shot My Dog, I Can't Stop, or the two different variations of the Y2K rip of Mizkif basically being a femboy, complaining about his relationship with his ex, you kind of need to have like a framework of the music style you're going for. If you're gonna make Go ahead.
I just posted the song in the music and playlist chat.
Okay. I will give it a listen in a second. But to finish my thought, it's like you need to have like the framework of where you're going with what the video is for. So when I made Foot Lasagna, and when I eventually have to record Under the Whip, just like I did for the purposes of finding a Charleston free license-free version for the Radio Carl ad for the Jim Crow Jambalaya commercial, I needed to put myself in the framework of what am I trying to evoke in the person who's listening to what's being said, and how do I want the flow of the rap and or rhyme scheme to go. And that pretty much sets up the flow of almost every single parody video you could ever make. Because as long as you have the framework, you can change the words like Mad Libs, which is the goal. You want to be able to change the words around like Mad Libs, so that if something doesn't fit the writing schema, you can simply rewrite the line until it fits the writing schema. Then, if you choose to put visuals to it, you can leave that to somebody who's a little bit more inventive. All you have to do is figure out the rhyme, and then figure out the beat, and then put that to music, and then sync it, and then you're done. But let me listen to this song. This video is not available. This video is not available.
Oh, that's too bad.
It appears that the video is not available.
Let me link you to another version. The music video to it, to be exact. Maybe that would be available to you.
I will just go look for a different version.
Fuck it, I'll just look up a meme.
Hello, please leave a message after the tone.
No. Sorry.
Tjena, jag heter Christer. Mitt dansband har jag här. Jag åker runt i Sverige.
I take that this is a folk song of your country.
It's not a folk song.
What kind of song is it?
It's a comedy song that's also a parody of the dance band genre.
And what is that?
It's essentially a brassy mix of pop, rock and roll, and country made for middle-aged men.
Okay. Well, if you find some way to be able to turn that into a song that is catchy that will jump off with the fucking Zoomers, I'm sure it'll take off like hotcakes. I ended up starting early today because I'm bored and I don't want to sit to wait until 3:30. I've got 2 wraps left out of... Well, no, this is one of the ones I made last night while I was awake.
I just posted a music video in this chat, in the CGG chat.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I am like a fourth of the way done with Digimon Time Strangers.
Okay.
Really excited. And then I'm gonna be autistic about it and try to get every Digimon in the Digidex of the game. Because why not?
Might as well.
Yep.
This is like elevator music to me.
Really?
Yes. Soft and temporary.
Knowledge.
Yeah, it feels like elevator music to me, namely because this is not a language that I necessarily am fluent in or speak, and my musical ear just hears the Matsuka and associates it with any other, like, non-heavily commercialed foreign song that could fill airtime inside of like a golden oldie station in the middle of the day. We have a station around here in our town called Sunny 100 that basically plays nothing but golden oldies and classics from the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and then during the holiday seasons is commercialized to be nothing but that particular holiday, all day round, 24/7. It drives me insane when it's Christmas because I don't necessarily like all the vintage music, but it is what it is.
Oh my god, so many people.
That's a lot.
Hey.
Sorry. I was I was forcing people to watch Starfleet Academy with me.
Also known as Essay. He forced Essay onto him.
Yes, I did.
First it was STD.
Listen,
now it's Essay.
I am virgin the olive oil at the Costco. What makes you think I won't do it again?
But yeah, that is a funny little statistic I just learned.
Yeah, I'll say right now, Starfleet Academy is a show.
It is certainly a show.
Like, I already know that. I just haven't dropped my reviews for it.
I can say this right now. It doesn't treat itself like a normal Star Trek show.
No, it does not.
Like it treats itself more like Star Wars than anything, if I'm being very honest.
And I typed in my observer that's basically been the problem ever since the Kelvin timeline was first like a thing almost 20 years ago now. That's always been the problem. Always.
Well,
it's the most dude bro science fiction I've ever fucking seen, and that's insulting. Cause it's Star Trek.
See, I'm being the good consumer and not consuming the content because you cannot catch me. Like, you would have to pay me nearly 3 times the amount of money it costed to make that show to actually watch it.
Same.
Like, I'm being the sane consumer, not like paying into it, so it like will lose money and they will not make another season. Which, guess what? They're not making another one.
Yes, they're not. Yes, they're not.
No,
and I'm being the best consumer by trying to create my own sci-fi stuff. Place this one.
If it helps, there will only be 2 seasons because it's getting canceled after its 2nd season.
I know. Thank God.
Unfortunately, a lot of shows are always greenlit for 2 seasons.
Yep.
Which is kind of annoying, but
it's just long enough for them to excrete a show out before they realize, oh, the budget is melting away. We can't keep doing this.
Well, that's what it was like.
I don't know why they don't do the same thing that they did for like the first 2 series of like Next Gen and like the original. It's like, yeah, it was really low budget, but it had that charm to it.
Well, I mean, Christ, even with DS9 and Voyager, all they needed was like a simple premise and just a consistent stream of like episodic stories that you could just put on, like you could just watch a single episode and you don't have to see the whole goddamn season. But then again, we live in a culture of binging and trying to upstage everyone in a market environment that's trying to be the next fucking Breaking Bad or the next Game of Thrones or the next Mad Men, what have you. Not to mention the Marvelification, because before I joined you, Phantasma, I literally just fucking watched, because it showed up on my YouTube screen, the He-Man Masters of the Universe trailer, and that looks so mid.
Yes.
It's so lame. I don't even think it's offensive, I just think it's lame. It's like, really? This is your bet? It's just Thor Ragnarok 2? This is it? Really? I'm not even a He-Man fan, and even I find that fucking lame.
Anyways. I mean, first episode reaction-wise, I'll give it as such right now. Necrobinder. First reaction-wise, I'll say this right now. Carl, would you like me to share my stream so you can see what I got?
Sure.
Wrong.
Oh no, we lost Saf.
Oh, I think Saf had to go.
Oh.
Thank you, by the way, Reflex, for that picture. That's so funny.
Christy Nome, her husband.
Honestly,
wait, what? Oh.
Yeah. Awesome scroll.
I don't even get the context of that. That just looks funny.
Chris, her husband is into bimbofication, like cross-dressing.
Oh.
self,
Yeah.
by the way, not like doing it to others, but like himself.
Yeah, self-inflicted.
Yeah.
I should mention.
Self-inflicted. What a way to describe that.
Yeah, and
Bimboification. He can't find the Hag Maxing, so he'll become the Hag Maxing.
but I did want to mention so I had this discussion earlier last night and this morning, but speaking of like sci-fi,
Yeah.
the Dune movies would be more culturally relevant if it wasn't for Zendaya being like the female lead character.
I've heard of that. I've never watched those movies, and frankly, I don't really care to. I'd rather see the original film and read the original book, to be completely frank.
Okay.
Like Frank Herbert. Anyway.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now with the book, it has conflicting messages in it where it's imperialism bad unless it's religiously motivated, environmentalism bad unless there's a religious, like, basically the guy just smoked a shitload of crack and like started writing.
Well, people he was a sci-fi writer from the 60s. Which one of them weren't fucking high on coke? Have you read Sailors on the Seas of Fate by Michael Moorcock? That shit is a fever dream.
Well, no.
Carl.
Well, what I'm meaning is, he basically, like, he hates the environment.
That would be a good idea.
He hates the environment, but also doesn't like conserving the environment, if that makes sense. Like, he hates the environment, also doesn't want to conserve it, but also doesn't want intervention of humans, which makes no sense. That's the whole point of the whatever. He's also super against like anti-gun, like he's super pro gun control, and yet he would rather see people like stab each other to death instead, because he's like a barbarianist about it. It's so stupid. Anyways, don't take any like message out of it, just read the story for what it is. But the thing I was trying to mention is Dune and Zendaya being in it. See, Timothy's fine because he is just like Paul, the character, is described in a very twinkish kind of way. I hate to.
Well, I wouldn't say that he's a twink. It's just he's a boy becoming a man. That's the whole point. It's basically
the child emperor effect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He's the child emperor. That's the whole point. Where with Timothée Chalamet, he basically just is a twink. Not even in a bad way. It's just that's just his physiognomy. That's it. I don't even mean that in a bad way.
Yeah. So that's fine. His casting was fine, and actually, he really showed like the brutality of what Paul was actually trying to go for. He was not this like. A lot of people will look to the original movie that was made, and that version of Paul is actually like super opera-fied. Like it's like written as a space opera, like Star Wars, where in reality, Timothy's is more accurate to the book because he's like a very brutalist person in the book. By the way, he's not even the God Emperor. That's his son, and his son becomes a worm monster thing.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
And he's the God Emperor for some reason. Anyways, so the whole thing is that Zendaya being casted there. The problem is that her name was plastered everywhere on it, and at the same time, film, she was in another film based on a true story of being like she's playing like the role of a tennis player, right? And he was married to a guy who had a best friend, and said best friend and her ex-husband, because I have to preference this, they're not together anymore, had weird three-way orgies with each other.
Yeah. And
the movie plastered that all over its marketing, and it turns out her ex-husband was just gay for his best friend the entire time. After realizing she was and I feel like that was actually one of the criticisms weirdly enough, labeled at Dune 2, that because Zendaya was in that film and also in Dune 2 at the same time, because these movies were releasing very close.
Wait, hold on. Is that that's the tennis movie, right? Where the whole bit is that they're having the hots on her, and she's playing coy and not picking one of them, and they're having like three-way orgies. Is that what that movie is about?
Yeah, even though that the whole point of the movie was actually the tennis. No, hold on. The whole point of the movie was the tennis player. She got injured, and then after she recovers, she's trying to get back into the game. But the marketing for the movie just plastered the sex everywhere.
But the twist is that the two guys were into each other the whole time?
Or rather, because she was such a bitch, that they ended up being together.
Okay, that's kind of funny. Wow.
Yes.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, however, this movie, I cannot remember its name. This movie and Dune 2 were releasing around the same time, and she was filming for both. That it was actually levied at Dune 2 for a bunch of critics were like saying, this is disgusting. You shouldn't have someone like this being in your film. But since it was already so far into production, they couldn't really do anything. The other funniest thing is that Zendaya's character in the book is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl. I'm not even kidding.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. And she went the way of every other Hollywood redhead.
Yep. I feel like there's a dyslexic movie producer somewhere in there.
He's looking at Ginger. He's dyslexic.
Don't.
No.
Finish the joke.
No. Oh no.
But
I've heard that joke made before. I think Carl's actually made that joke before. Hold on.
I know, it's just that we're on air, so I don't want to,
My apologies.
Yeah.
The film's
Anyways,
name is called Challengers.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
But-
it was called Challenger. Forgot.
Yeah, thank you.
God, that's forgettable.
But that was the problem with Dune 2, is that all of the cultural relevance would have been better if she wasn't casted, because then the movie can stand on its own, because that was also the other thing about Dune, was that it was just a bunch of named actors being in the film as premise. Except for Timothy. Timothy was quite literally, like, that was his breakout role as Paul.
Yeah. Granted, he had other roles, I'm pretty sure, before this, but this was like the one that's like everybody remembers it for him.
Yes. It's the same thing with Tom Holland and Spider-Man. Tom actually has a couple of different roles, but like people know him as Spider-Man at this point.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like RDJ. Spider-Man, same thing. Spider-Monkey. Well, no, I wouldn't say RDJ.
Oh, he was one of my favorite Ben 10 aliens.
It's the same. But no,
That ain't Goop. Goop doesn't get a lot of love. Oh, sorry.
There's some actual production reasons why Goop doesn't get a lot of love. It's really hard to translate
Animate?
slime into animation.
Yeah.
The fact that he moves in such a weird way, it makes it really hard. So whenever they have the budget for him, they'll use it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But anyways, speaking of slime, no, I'm just kidding. But no, Dune would have been better if it was anyone else than Zendaya, because like as much as I like Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho, which fun fact, I live in Idaho, so and Potato Man rise up. It's really cool to see that. However, probably could have been anyone else that could have played him.
Yeah.
And that's
you say
kind of
that a lot about Jason Momoa's characters. It's like almost anybody could probably play him. It'd be roughly the same.
Okay, he does do a good Lobo though. Like he is probably going to do a really good Lobo though. You cannot deny that.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. I was never a big fan of Lobo. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. I just think he fits the same physique is my point.
I guess, but that's not the same. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, him playing the guy, I can't remember his name, but the guy that he plays in the Minecraft movie, he was actually not bad.
Oh yeah, I've never actually seen that.
It's a good movie. I think it's a good movie. It's a fun little kids movie.
Yeah.
All I ever remember was Chicken Jockey, and that was it. That's it.
Yeah.
Chicken Jockey destroy the movie theater. I felt really bad for those people who had to clean up the movie theaters because they had those giant buckets of popcorn and they were throwing them all over the place.
Yeah.
God damn, guys.
Well, granted, they've done that before with other movies. And they did that with, like, 2 tickets to see the Minion movie, please. And they were all in suits or some shit. And I think there were some theaters that were preemptively banning people from doing that, which, granted, is an asshole-ish thing to do. But I remember that being, like, the case. It's like some theater managers were just fucking annoyed with it. I remember about that.
They also had to call the cops on, or some movie theaters actually were forbidding people from singing in the Taylor Swift film.
That's
no,
funny.
because it was so loud to the point where you could actually hear it from muffled, like walls between other theaters.
Jesus Christ.
That's fucking insane. I hate
That's
Swifties.
crazy.
I hate Swifties.
Yeah, so actually a lot of theaters were like saying, could you please not sing because it disturbs others? And most people were very respective. They said, like, if you want to do anything, just hum to yourself.
You want?
Which,
Okay.
you know,
Yes.
that's sort of respectable, but at the same time...
I'm holding self-forming clay, and most of the attacks that are doing damage to myself do 1. If I take tungsten, it stops the interaction.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, yeah. But overall, oh wait, Carl, did you ever get sword in the did you ever get the sword in the stone to work?
Not yet.
Because I did. It's not as it's impactful, but it's not like that special when you actually figure it out. Do you want me to tell you what it is, or do you want to wait?
I'll figure it out.
Okay, I'm not
God,
going
I
to tell you
wish I
then.
had this game because I haven't even beaten the first Slay the Spire.
The second one is
I think-
easier.
The second one is what?
Easier.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
I would have thought this would have been more difficult.
It's easier
It's
when you have
relative-
everything
Yes,
unlocked.
It's relatively easier. In a completed game state, it is relatively easier. Starting out,
Yeah.
the first game is simpler because it has easier synergies. The synergies of this game are very punishing.
Yeah, like one of the characters, his name's the Regent. He has 2 different ways of playing it, and
I've seen that.
if you can't get one of them working super quickly, you're gonna just not win. I'm talking about Big Sword.
Yeah.
The Big Sword build.
Ironclad.
You're no. Like, it's literally that he summons a giant sword, and you build its damage over time. If you cannot get it to work,
Cool.
yeah, no, it's cool. But if you can't get it to work
It's finicky.
early on, yeah, it's going to be very
I see.
your damage. Yeah, you might as well have just gone the other route, which is a secondary resource he has called Stars, where certain cards cost either mana and stars, or will just cost stars.
Oh, okay.
And it's just a resource you build up every game.
Okay.
Yeah, I do this. I have to.
Like the character Fancy's playing, right? Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's not Fancy. Sorry, I get you two confused because you have Phantasm and Fancy, so it's like my brain.
You're fine. I merely tease just because I find that a little funny.
Phantasm, what he has is wait, what is your name again?
Phantasm. You can just call me.
Yeah, Phantasm, what he's playing is the Necrominder. He has 2 different, realistically only 2 different ways to play it. The Doom build or the Osti build, where he summons a little dude named Osti who deals damage separate from you.
Okay.
And then,
Like a
and then
summon.
The soul build, but
Okay.
that one's a weird one to get online.
Soul is more so a supplementary, or more of a complementary build, because there is Osti builds that rely on Soul, and there's Soul builds that rely on Doom. Which the way how Doom works is it's a kind of like Poison, where you build it up over time on the enemy, and then after their action, if their maximum HP reaches the amount of Soul or amount of Doom stacks they have, they die immediately.
Okay.
After their turn. Oh, shit.
The technical critique is that they die on the beginning of their next turn, but if a soul effect such as End of Days is processed, and the enemy is hit at the point at which they have that Doom, if it is a cycle in which it begins at the beginning of a turn order from turn 0, the turn is calculated as the ending of the first turn. So if you augment a End of Days with an autoplay gem from one of the Ancients, if it copies the spell twice and is played at the beginning of the match, the 2 clone cards will activate, and if they have less than 70 HP, the enemy immediately dies with no interaction and counterplay.
Yep.
Okay.
It is the only way in which to activate Doom in this way. Poison works the way that he described as intended, but in the way in which it works, you are trying to basically create the Doom stack to then cash them out, and you must then block to survive the hit of the next turn, should they be attacking.
Yes.
Interesting.
So those are like the 2 builds. It's just that when you start out in the game, it's really hard to unlock everything outright, and there's certain things I still haven't even finished unlocking. Like an example, I haven't beaten 15 bosses with every character yet. I've just been trying to like level up, or not up, but level my ascension on each character as high as I can, and I'm kind of focusing on characters I like moreover than characters I from the first game. Like for instance, the Defect, he or it or whatever, I feel like they're going to add more cards for it, but there is a new fear mechanic he has called Glass, which they hit all enemies, but they take 1, or it removes 1 damage from said glass orb. However, there's only 3 cards. There's only 3 cards in the entire thing.
Okay.
So it's rather annoying.
I see.
So I hope that they add more so it can actually be a real synergizer. The other thing is, with the Silent, they added a actual keyword to discarded effects called Sly. So that's another 2 builds for the Silent. It's either Poison, where you stack up as much poison, so at the start of the end of your turn, start of the enemy's turn, they take up damage per stack. Like, so let's say you put 7 poison on it, they'll take 7, and then that removes 1, so it's 6 on the next turn. Or it's the Sly mechanic, where you, whenever you play, or whenever you discard a card with a Sly keyword, it would play itself for free.
Okay.
However, targets are chosen random. If it's like a single target card, like it says, like, I don't know, I can't remember every card in the game, but it's like deal 12 Sly, and it's like cost 3 or something. If there are 4 enemies, it picks 1 at random. It does not. You can't like target it. If there's one that says deal all, it will just hit everything, so it's fine. But generally, a lot of the cards will say like targets chosen randomly, or randomly hit, or deal 3 damage randomly among enemies or something. So then it will pick it for you. Ironclad, sort of is the same.
I like Ironclad.
One of my builds I've been wanting to do is the strike build, but I haven't gotten the artifact or item.
Yeah, where you use the perfect strike card to have the multiple damage on one hit, that sort of thing.
That, and then also the I think isn't it called the strike dummy, Carl?
Are you thinking of Strike Dummy Hellraiser?
Yep. Strike dummy Hellraiser.
Okay. I'm only familiar with how he plays in the first game. I don't know if he plays different in this game.
He does. So the archetypes are different. The archetypes are different, and some of the cards that you remember are now event-only specific cards.
Oh.
So the archetype that he's currently talking about is the Perfected Strike archetype, which is less the card Perfected Strike, but is actually the interaction of Rampage and a new 2-cost card that goes down to 1 that's called Hellraiser. When a strike card is drawn from your hand, it is automatically played for free energy, but it takes away from the level of draw that you have. So if I have 11 cards in my deck that say Strike, Twin Strike, Strike, Ultimate Strike, Perfected Strike, Setup Strike, the card gets played, but it cuts into the amount of draw that I have. In order to make this work, you then need to have the ability to cast the energy that is left over from the original cards played in hand, plus the additional cards that you're not playing, which is where the card Hellraiser comes in, combined with Vicious and Stampede. Every card in your hand that you have left over that is an attack gets randomly and automatically played. So if I have a card in my hand that is multiple concepts of attacks, plus attacks that aren't named Strike, and I'm holding a card like, I forget what the 0 cost is called. No, Primal Force. If the card isn't a Strike and wasn't played, I can now dump this 3 energy on throwing 16 to 20 base damage rocks at the head of my enemy. That, assuming that I just played, let's say I have a deck that's full of nothing but setup strikes. 7 setup strikes were pulled through on my deck because I was able to put Taunt on the enemy, and I have an upgraded Vicious, which means every time I taunt the enemy and put Vulnerability, I draw 2. I draw through the deck multiple times until I can put up enough strength that I now throw 7 times 2 to 3, do the math yourself, 2 is the low end, 3 is the high end, rocks at the face of the enemy. Then, if I have energy left over, and I have, say, something like a Bludgeon in my hand, the Stampede plays the card that is left over that I couldn't play with the energy that I have left in my draw power. So if I metaphorically had those effects right now, should I bash and I drew any strike, the strike gets automatically played. And if I still have a attack left in my hand when I end this turn, it would play that attack and continue cycling. So no wasted damage is what it does.
Okay.
I, though, just haven't had that, like, the seed hasn't been given to me to, like, allow that build to happen. What commonly happens for me, which is something I can't, for some reason, I can get the strike build to work in the first game, but in the second game is the body slam build. For some reason, it's more common in this game from my experience than it is in the second game. Because in the first game, what would happen is I will only get 1 body slam and never a single block card, making it irrelevant. And then in this game, I'll never get the strike dummy, Hellraiser, or anything, and I'll get more body slams and block cards. So it's like, what?
Because with body slam, what typically happens whenever I get that, I try to get the one that's like gain 8, or if you upgrade it to gain 11 block, draw 1 card, or draw 2 cards. I can't remember. Then you combine that with other block cards, maybe even entrench to double the amount of block that you have, or get the one that's really good, where it's like once you play it, you never lose block at the end of your turn.
Barricade.
You stack that up as much as you can, along with any other artifact items that help you either gain block or maintain it or what have you, and then you just pummel them with that 1 body slam, along with other strike cards that you would have. I remember actually I got pretty close to beating one end, not on Ascension, mind you, but I remember almost getting to the end with just basically a build like that.
Vulnerability application, Flash of Steel, drop kick. It was a common. It was a common infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is body slam in the first game a rare, or I can't remember.
I think it's an unlock.
I know, but like, I know, but like, there's the 2 ratings for the cards. Rare
it
and
might be.
Because in this game it is a common. I know that.
I can't remember. I don't remember which ones are considered more rare than others.
Well,
No,
no, so they have this.
No,
Oh,
they
it's-
have rarities. If it's considered a normal, is
Okay.
it considered a rare? Is it considered an uncommon?
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
there's. So the gray cards, which is like your block strikes, those are
Oh.
the ones with the blue border are rares, and then uncommon
Oh.
/ legendary / boss reward is.
They're like yellow or gold.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like yellow, gold, orange colors.
Okay, now I understand. Okay.
Yeah, so that's because they made Body Slam a common card. I believe in the first game it's a rare card. That's
Yeah.
what I don't remember. That's what I don't remember. Overall,
I think it was either a silver or it was a gold. I remember it. I can picture it in my mind. I can picture the card art. I think it was either a silver or a gold. I
You
can't
have
remember.
you have the Digital Library of Alexandria at your fingertips. Pull that shit up, Jamie.
Here, I'll do it.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it.
I got it actually. Oh shit. Okay.
Bloody.
Nigga, can we block
Slam.
this?
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good luck.
Slam.
Can you?
Nigga, I have 15 health and I've been
Yeah,
face
it's a
taking for
silver
you.
card.
It's
It's
45
a silver
damage.
card.
Okay. Yeah.
I got
For
this.
some
Trust me.
reason. For some reason, in the first game, it feels like it's a lot rarer than it should be because I just never really get it.
Witness me.
But the defect still has his all for one build, 0 cost card build.
Yeah.
One of my favorite builds. But they actually added a new card called Adaptive Strike, which is a 2 cost. Heal 20? Yeah, let me look it up.
Exactly my entire.
Oh, barricade. That was the card I was thinking of. Yeah,
Yeah,
barricade
barricade.
and trench.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
survived these.
Okay, so Adaptive Strike. It's a boss reward card that says deal 18, add a 0 cost copy of this card to your hand. And so you would use that, and then you would use the card all for one, which is the attack.
You need card draw.
I need card draw.
You do need card draw.
Yes.
Is deal 2 or is 2 deal 10, put all 0 cost cards from a discard pile to your hand. So you would so what the idea is that you would play Adaptive Strike, play all for one if you can, get the Adaptive Strike that costs 0 from your discard pile, do it again, and then now you have 2 copies of Adaptive Strike in your discard pile, so when your deck shuffles, you'll get the Adaptive Strikes that most likely cost 0 back to your hand again. And the cycle just continues. It's a fun build.
Okay.
Many
And then if you get Claws, if you get FTL, if you get, all of his 0 cost cards, it's good. The artwork, though, for All for One, Slay the Spire 2, specifically, is a scene from My Hero's, the My Hero manga and anime.
Seriously?
Yes.
Hold on.
Yeah.
They are memers on board. I don't know why that would be surprising.
It's because the card itself is named after the main villain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I know where that's from. That's from Deku whipping the shit out of Reflect.
The issue.
I know exactly what frame that comes from.
Porn. That's the question.
Yep, exactly.
What?
Probably.
They also have another build which I don't know if there's a lot of cards that support it for the defect status build. So essentially, there's a card called Smokestacks, which is a power that says deal 5 to all enemies when you generate a status card. And there's only like 3 cards I can think of that generate a status card that actually is like worth it. There's Gunk Shot, which deals 4 3 times, I think. I think that's what it is, and then it adds a slime to your deck, which is actually now in this game a 1 mana 1 or 1 energy draw 1 exhaust instead of just exhaust 1. Like just the card costs 1 to exhaust. There's Burn. From your overdrive. Then there's what else? What? Hold on, let me look up Slay the Spire 2's defect card list. This. Because I don't have every card unlocked, and I am not up right now.
The DPS race more than anything else.
On the subject of old sci-fi and getting into it,
Oh, yep.
yeah, I've been playing I've been kind of in a rabbit hole looking into the, like, classic Marathon trilogy lore, because I'm on the Hamish Sinclair story page as we speak, just trying to go through the terminals. It's just been like it got me in a fucking vice grip. Thinking about sci-fi for like the last week or so, trying to write down ideas for like my own RPG inspired by Marathon. And then I look back at some of the lore for the new Marathon, and one of the things that just confused the shit out of me, out of the sense of timeline, is like, how does this take place after Marathon 2, but Durandal's still on the Marathon? He should be on a 4 ship halfway to the fucking... If it is between Marathon 1 and 2, he should be halfway to the 4 planet of Lawan, like 97 light years away from the galactic center of the Milky Way. How the fuck is he still in the Marathon? And if it's after Marathon 2, why is he back here? How is he back?
Do you want the answer? Because it's gonna... Do you want the answer? The answer is because the new Bungie devs do not care about their own lore. They just want to Destinyify everything. Don't care.
And it's like, how the fuck is there no remnants of the 4 or even the Sphit? Because if the Sphit are on the colony, which, by the way, just a little reminder, not even 30 minutes after they attacked the Marathon in the first game, they bombarded the surface with nuclear blasts, which is why their fucking radar systems were busted. Keep that in mind. And it's like, how the fuck? Because if Durandal's on the ship, is the security officer just in cryostasis on the ship?
Most likely.
Probably.
Because the thing that scares me is that we're eerily close, because they've already made reference to this, to some of the temporal anomalies. We are eerily close to the time buggery that we see in Marathon Infinity, which makes me think that this isn't even the original timeline. This could be an alternate timeline, where the events of the first 2 games technically didn't happen. Which, to be honest, would give them at least excuse of like, well, this is actually another timeline, because, you know, hand-wavium, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly bullshit that happened in Infinity. But keep in mind, the only reason why that time buggery was happening is because the working Kakantur was awakening from the supernova of Luan's sun, and or it's because the security officer, when he was implanted with Yarrow technology, was slowly mastering quantum mechanics and was intentionally time hopping to get to a universe where he could prevent the working Kakantur from being awakened and save the galaxy.
Again, they just
I'm actually
don't care.
making video instrumental to that song right now.
I'm sorry, say that again.
About that song I talked about early in the stream, I'm actually making the instrumental to it right now.
Okay.
Ooh, sick.
Nice.
Sick. But yeah, that's what I'm worried about with the new Marathon lore, because it's like, some of it can be interesting when it comes to, like, say, the runners and the corporate Cold War that's happening on the surface. Like, that's an interesting premise, but it's like, are you gonna try to do with the security officer what you're doing, like, do it to them what they did originally for the security officer, where they're going slowly rampant, but there's like a weird temporal anomaly because actually, technically, the runners are actually implanted with some form of ancient Yarrow tech that we're trying to understand, but we're test bedding it on the surface of Tau Ceti 4 or some other bullshit. Is that what they're going to try to do?
We don't know, but I do know what they're planning to do next season.
What?
No, so we're getting Dire Marsh, but it's in the nighttime, which
Okay.
and we're getting a new shell apparently next season.
Okay. The one thing I'm worried is that if they make a Svit compiler, not the Juggernauts, not the fucking Hunters, the compilers, a raid boss, what the fuck are those other enemies going to be in the context of this game?
Also, raid
Are they
bosses.
going to be like roaming force of nature enemies that you're actually meant to avoid and not fight? Like, what is the deal with that? Because that's confusing.
The simple
It's like
answer
if you
is
made
probably
one of
yes.
like, it's like if you make a fucking extraction shooter of Halo Combat Evolved, but you make the sword elites one of the raid bosses. That's what that feels like. That's weird.
I mean, they kind of did that in Infinite.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, there's an elite
Why?
that uses an energy sword, and he's basically up there, and he's a actual boss.
Oh, fuck off. Really? That's so stupid.
Honestly, his fight's not bad. It's actually pretty fun.
Well, I'll give it that. Maybe it is fun, but it's like the design of it just seems questionable. It's like, why? Why
so
gussy this up when it's like it was just an enemy beforehand? That's weird.
Well, okay. To be fair, in terms of context of story, he's the second in command of the Banished.
I guess.
For the main guy, and he was one of the trusted assassins. So the Banished in Infinite are a group of non-compliant Covenant that were forced to be exiled as if they were, well, banished, and took home on took whatever fleet they had and took home onto Delta Halo Ring, which is a Halo Wars 2 ring that you're on.
Oh, okay.
They defeated, or like, if anything, the elites and the brutes, like, I wouldn't say we're buddy, but they actually respected each other as warriors, and that was one of the things that the High Charity Council did not like. They wanted to replace the Sangheili, and that's why they were there. That's why they were banished. They treat every like member of their group with respect, because, well, the idea is that they're meant to be better than the Covenant in terms of like company structure, if that makes sense.
Okay, I guess that actually begs the question, because I've been thinking about this ever since Halo fucking 4. Whatever happened to the Arbiter?
He founded Swords of Sangheili, which are Covenant remnants that disagreed with the High Charity Council, started rebellion against the Covenant. The Halo 4 Covenant forces that we're fighting is not actually Covenant forces, they're just pirates. There's just an entire fleet of pirates that the Didact took over.
If that was the case, why not have them just be insurrectionists? Because that's in Halo's lore, and they basically were space pirates.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
It's,
yeah,
I
they
don't
were.
get. Yeah.
The ban, for the fact that the Covenant is no longer you are no longer fighting the Covenant. You are just fighting space pirates at this point.
I know, but they never really make that
formidable enough because they are plenty and everywhere.
Yeah, and actually the sword. Yeah, the UNSC and the Swords of Saint Healy are like at an alliance with each other due to the fact that the Arbiter helped destroy the Covenant and the High Charity Council.
Not to mention helped humanity prevent galactic genocide a second time now.
Yes, and that was also one of the things that 5 story just sucks, and they dropped the Guardians, the giant mega robot Guardian plotline. So it's both canon but not, because they don't want to address it.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! Of course they don't. They don't actually want to get on their brass balls as writers and just commit to something. Which is why I still hate that they killed off my boy the Rookie in a fucking book.
How do you commit to that?
Yeah, no one wanted
just
it.
commit to something. I don't do something with this. Otherwise, just why even bother continuing Halo? The story was over.
Because Micro Hawk needed money.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, if you're going to be forced to do it, it's like, okay, do something and commit to it. Don't half-ass it. Be a full ass, not a half-ass.
The closest thing to the Guardians plotline, but it's basically just dropped, was that they were going towards the Delta Halo ring, which is not actually a ring, it's more like a...
What is it?
It's not a ring, it's kind of like a Dyson sphere in terms of sphere, but it's not, it doesn't act like one. If anything, it looks like a starfish. Like, it's a multi-pointed, like...
Oh, so like the Ark, in that sense.
Yeah, kind of like the Ark. That would be a better way to say it. Well, it's... Let me get the
Actually,
the ring.
I'll look it up too, because I've not played Infinite. I actually can't play Infinite, but Infinite... What was it called?
It's
Delta Halo? Delta.
No, it's Zeta Halo, not Delta Halo. That was the plot of Zeta Halo. That's what it is.
Oh.
Delta Halo, though, was the original home of the Banished, and then the UNSC encountered them.
7? Okay.
Yes, it should be.
Okay. It's like a warped ring, apparently? Is that what the deal is? Oh, Delta Halo was originally built at the greater arc and is 3 times larger than the standard rings, although it is downsized to 10 kilometers following damage from repairs. Okay. Metadata bias. Side of metadata bias. Turning against the formers after being influenced by a precursor leading to the ring sustaining mass planet. Oh, it collided with the planet. Interesting.
Yes.
I am not aware of this until now.
So the former leader of the Banished was the antagonist of Halo Wars 2, and then his second in command is the new protagonist, or new antagonist, which is Atriox. And he's a brute that led with a warrior spirit, sort of, mindset, might makes right sort of thing. However, when Cortana encountered them, the former leader, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, actually wanted to use the Guardians as a weapon to destroy humanity and the Covenant at the same time because, war. And Cortana was willing to work with them. However, that didn't really work out. And Cortana shut them down after showing the former leader, I cannot remember his name off the top of my head, the true devastation that would cause. And even the former leader's like, okay, never mind, let's not do that. And Atriox was like, no, you're a bitch. We need to do it. And the key was on Zeta Halo Ring to fully unlock all of the Guardians' potential, I guess, which was not actually real.
Interesting.
That's not actually...
There's Atriox in...
I cannot remember his name.
It's saying Decimus, but I'm not sure if that's true.
I think it is Decimus.
Yeah, it's Decimus.
Yeah, so Decimus, he was like, after realizing it and talking to Cortana and being shown the devastation the Guardians would cause, he's like, yeah, no, let's not do this. And they were permanently destroyed and shut down. Or shut down and then destroyed. So that's why they basically wrote out that plot line, because no one wanted it in the first place. I'll be honest, I did not want it either. We don't need fucking world-ending Gundams in Halo, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, we don't. It's not that kind of setting. Because I know since they left Microsoft in 2011, 2012? I can't remember. No, it was around 2010, 2011. And they had to like scrub most of the references of pertaining to Marathon away. It was just kind of sad because I actually like the idea of the Halo series basically being in the Marathon universe. I like that. But yeah, like the direction that it's been taken ever since then, it's like it's its own thing, but it's like I never found it that interesting outside of the mainline games.
This is something where I disagree with a lot of people, and especially I've had this discussion with Bill Skur a lot, but I actually like how they're really making Master Chief a real character. I'm gonna be honest.
Which is fine. It's just,
And I think Infinite's a perfect example of how they do it, because he's still a soldier, he still has a duty, and regardless of like the odds being stacked against them, he still fights on. And even if it's for people he doesn't know, at least like he's making a difference. And it's a character growth with him and the weapon, which that is the name of the character. And she's literally a copy of Cortana, but like
I know,
pre-rampancy, which I'm fine with, because the whole thing is that she was meant to be destroyed anyways, but Cortana herself was like, yeah, Chief still needs me. I'm gonna give him basically a copy of myself.
I mean, I guess. To be honest, my only problem with how they've been handling Master Chief as a character since Halo 4, because I'll be honest, Steve Downes isn't like, he gives a solid performance through the first like 3 games, but that's just because Master Chief was like beautiful simplicity. He didn't really need to be much of anything else. He has his lore in the Fall of Reach book, like a story behind him. He has his personality and has all that. That's fine. But when I'm playing the Master Chief, he and I need to be in sync as one. That's the whole point. It's the same thing with Link. I don't want there to be too much lore with Link in the Zelda games, in the sense of like he can have his own identity, like in the case of the Wind Waker, he has his own personality. But at the end of the day, Link is me and I am Link. But he's my link into that world, and Chief is a very similar extent. Same thing with the security officer.
It's
in that extent.
Yeah, so the thing that I always want to mention whenever it comes to like Halo, the games take main precedent canon, and if none of that translates over into the games, like from the books into the games, then if anything, the books are like should be treated like Star Wars extended universe.
I guess, but then again, it's like we have to put up with a lot of like weird, like either inconsistencies or things. It's like I brought it up before, but I still hate that they killed off the rookie in a book, in like almost off page, I think, in one of the books. That was meant to be like, oh, here's the reason why Buck is now suddenly one of the Spartans. It's like I hate shit like that.
I get that, but the books and the games are not reflective of each other, and that's the thing I'm trying to get at.
I know.
And that's like the problem with like when people mention this. That's why I said you should treat books comes to this as an extended universe. The only exception I would say with the books as extended universe is Warhammer. That's because its main primary source of showing lore is books.
Granted, with Halo, if you just played like even the original trilogy, the first 3 books do work. And even then, it's like the closest thing to incongruity is with Reach. Both taking elements, but also contradicting certain elements in the Fall of Reach. And I think even, I think it was another book. Or, the first game.
So they do address it, and the Fall of Reach, or the events of Halo Reach, the game, is the true canon, and the book is just something that they really should have put more forethought if they were going to make a Reach game, which
Yes.
they kind of were planning to, but
That's what I meant. That's what it's like. They took some elements from it, but also they contradicted other bits. But they tried to explain. It's like, well, we're not trying to like outright say it's not canon. It's just when we're making the game, we wanted to carry over elements that were going to be added into the rest of the series. So we're trying to make like a believable reason why this is here and why it's playing out this way, because it's also a game. We can't do what a book can do, but a book can't do what a video game does, and that's what we're trying to do. So it's like, you know what, that's fine. I'm willing to forgive that.
yeah.
But then you have stuff like what they did with the Rookie, and it's like you only ever gave him like one game. Because Noble 6, I can understand. It's like, yeah, he can't really progress into the next games because of the events of Reach and the story that they told. It's like, yeah, it makes sense that he would die defending as much as he could of the planet and dying honorably in battle. It's like, that's fine. That actually makes it rather poignant for his character. But you barely gave the ODSTs more than a game to get their to have time to breathe, because don't the characters from the first Halo Wars game continue into the second? Like, what's the deal with Halo Wars 2? What's the deal with that?
No, it's completely different.
Okay.
No, it's completely different because Halo Wars encountered the Halo Wars 1. The story actually further encounters the Flood when they were introduced to the game.
Okay.
So, and then Halo Wars 2 is a completely different Spartan team as your main four, and they were the ones encountering the Vanished for the first time because they didn't even know who the Vanished. Yep.
I see. So they wanted to establish them within the canon. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because your main characters in Halo Wars 1 is literally just a command structure. Your Spartans are meant to just be seen as shock troops, like as they were intentionally, they were meant to be.
Sense.
The intention of what Halo was first trying to be, by the way. Mm-hmm. It was meant to be an RTS game.
Yes, it was originally going to be, but then they figured, well, we're really good at first-person shooters, so let's go with that. Because Myth was one thing, but what they were trying to do with technology, I don't think they had the time or the money. But they figured, okay, we have at least a basis for that we can make a third-person or first-person shooter. Let's try that, because that's something we're comfortable with.
So the original concept was actually meant to be a console RTS game, and what set it apart from other RTS games was actually allowing the player to control a single unit on the battlefield himself.
Which is cool. That is cool.
First started off, and they first started off with the vehicles in third person. That's actually the reason why the Warhawk gun is the way it is, and the Rocket Hog and all that.
Yep.
But due to time constraints, they had to force themselves to make a shooter within 4 months with the remnants of whatever they had, because actually, rightfully so, Microsoft told them, we are 4 months away from the release of the Xbox.
And we need a killer app. Yeah.
Well, no, it's because they took 4 years of development and they didn't have much to show. So Microsoft was like, either we do this now or we sue you for breaking contract.
Fucking hell. Okay.
Yeah, and that's why the game was made into. Well, so Bill Gates was treating it like it's Bill Gates was treating it like it was Pixar, where he would just write a check, give it to Bungie to do for development of for the development of the game, right? If they needed funds, he would write the check, just give it to them, right? That's how he treated Pixar, by the way.
Really?
He owned Pixar for its beginning of its history.
Huh.
If it's not for Bill Gates' money, Toy Story itself would just not exist.
Huh. Interesting.
And Pixar was actually made of former LucasArts special effects teams.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Because originally weren't they a sound system creating company before they went into animation? Am I crazy?
Yeah. It was sound, special effects, and CGI, and they worked on movies such as before they were rebranded as Pixar. They worked on movies such as E, Back to the Future, and a bunch of other. And then they later.
Aware of that.
Yeah, there's this really good video talking about the history of Pixar that I would definitely want to check out. But Bill Gates would basically write them checks to fund for new technologies, new computers, new, furthering it. And actually, the shorts that they would make before Toy Story came out was them literally demo testing the first ever real CGI technologies in animation.
Interesting. Because is that where what was it? Tinker Toy and the Snow Globe animation?
Yep.
Because I was gonna say, I remember the Snow Globe one from, I think that one's that one's either Finding Nemo or it's Monsters Inc.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. Hold on, because I remember seeing it a lot as a kid, but it's like the memory's so hazy. Hold on, Pixar Snow Globe. I remember it was on one of those Knick Knack. That's what it was called, Knick Knack. Because I know the Jackalope one was The Incredibles. I remember that one specifically.
Yeah, but
Finding Nemo. That's where it was. It was on the Finding Nemo too.
Okay. Gotcha. But that was basically how he treated Bungie when it came to Halo. Before it was actually called Halo, it was literally called Space Adventure Game. And Master Chief actually was called just the Super Soldier.
Okay.
At the time.
Yeah, because you have your soldier unit, and then you have your super soldier unit. Yeah,
and so he would write them money, but because they were releasing physical hardware to the market, they had to get those deadlines, and Bungie was more so dicking around. And then when Bill was like really threatening them with litigation and all this other stuff, they're like, all right, let's lock in.
Yeah, they locked the fuck in.
And actually the first level in the game was made in 4 minutes.
Really? And hold on. Wasn't the first level the cartographer? Or am I crazy?
No. The first level of the game was the first level that they actually developed was the cartographer, but but like the actual first mission of the game, that when you hit like start new campaign, the Pillar of Autumn, that was made in 4 minutes.
Oh, really?
The entire layout, the entire everything. And actually, funny enough, the ship itself does not move. The camera just moves to simulate that the ship's moving in space.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's the camera that's moving, which makes sense because they would be limited in that sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like,
it's a clever little trick that they did.
All of the scripting, all of the enemy placement, everything, 4 minutes.
Wow.
All of the multiplayer maps that they also made, most of them was done from an intern who just went to town and literally made some of either the best or worst levels in it.
I was gonna say, just an intern locking in is how we got Blood Gulch. And it's like, you know what? That's fitting. That's fitting.
Blood Gulch actually, Blood Gulch was made first with the RTS mindset as like a multiplayer skirmish map.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's why it's like very big, a lot of vehicles.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I didn't think about that.
Because actually, fun fact, you were meant to place down the 2 bases. Those were meant to be your barracks of the game. That's why, actually, if you look at the real bases in the level, or in the map itself, that they're very barren, because they were not meant to have the interior that the player was meant to look in.
Interesting. That is interesting, because I remember hearing that the cartographer was the first demoed and first shown level, like when they were showing this off at E3, when they were first releasing previewing the Xbox, the console. I remember seeing a documentary about that. That was the first level people got to saw and demo. I remember that, and it was like, it's what helped put Halo on the radar for many, many people, because it's like, holy shit, look at this. I remember that. Because I won't lie, like one big thing that's been on my mind, not just about Halo and Marathon, but just like science fiction and stuff like that in general, is that Halo 3, when that came out, when I was just a wee lad and I could quote the entire Starry Night teaser trailer by fucking heart, beat for beat, still can to this day, that was the game that made me think, wow, I want to make that. I don't know where the thought came in my little head, and I still don't know how the hell I would do it, but that's when I realized, is like, I want to make that. And I still do to this day. Even if it was like a very basic, you could even call it boring shooter, and not even like a mobile shooter, like it's fucking Overkill, or Ultra Kill, or Turbo Kill, or what have you. Even if it was not one of those, it was a slower paced, simple shooter, I would be happy with it.
Yeah, you're talking to someone who does not like Halo 3 whatsoever.
Really?
I hated the ending. I hated the like slower movement, nerfs to the weapons. God, I can go on.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Like I grew up on Halo 2 more specifically, and so when I finally played 3, I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, fair enough. Granted, that's where they were trying to, like, I think they wanted something that felt epic in that scale, but it's like, okay, like, I get the intention, but there's still other stuff you could also do. You don't have to wrap everything up, I don't think, but it's fun.
They thought
like, it's better compared to the shit that we get now. I will give them that.
Yeah, kinda. If anything, I have more fun with 4 and 5 than 3, I'm gonna be honest.
I never really cared much for the... I like the music in Halo 4, but I do not care for the style change. I think well, granted, we can all admit that Cortana looks fucking... Ooh. Chef's kiss. But, I'm not sure how I really feel about the whole, like, how they deal with rampancy. And even, like, the Chief's change and him being... I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that change in direction. Not even getting into the multiplayer fiasco, where it's like, this stopped being Halo. It's just space-themed Call of Duty now. But Halo 4 is a weird mixed bag for me, because I don't hate it, but I don't love it either.
It was one of the last few games like that had Bungie's name on it. However, its main developers from 1 to Reach had left since most part, and that it was made up of former COD devs now.
Yeah, which explains a lot. But one thing that also really bugged the fuck out of me is that they admitted at 343 that they were basically a studio of people who didn't play Halo. I remember hearing about this from somebody. It was either the story director, it was one of the design directors. I swear to God, it was specifically one of the new people at 343 that admitted that, yeah, we basically never played Halo, and now we're tackling Halo. And it's like, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, but at the same time, I kind of am okay with that in a weird way, because if you truly have a Halo fan, they would just repeat Halo 3, and I would not want that. I want them to actually...
I mean, I guess, but honestly, I would rather see a repeat of Halo 3, especially its multiplayer, than I would the buggery that we end up getting in Halo 5.
Go after Spectral.
Oh, 5? Oh, well...
Yeah. Halo 4 is a weird animal, I'll give it that, but I'm able to at least put that to the side. Personally, I can put that to the side, and it's like, it's inoffensive, but it's like, I don't care for some of the direction. The art style at the time is like, it's fine, but I'm too, like, the style on Halo 3 to me is like, that is Halo. That just is Halo to me. Because I like Halo 2 and I like Halo CE, but Halo 3, it's like, no, I can't. When I think Halo, I cannot divorce it away from the style of 3. They found their footing artistically.
I would say I would disagree because it's just it's oversaturated in terms of actual color scale. It's too bright for its own thing. And
I don't think it. Well, keep in mind, that's actually closer to the original origins of Marathon. Is that sure the environment oftentimes could be dull, but the color scheme of the 4 was saturated to help them stand out.
Well,
and I find that that's them just going back to their roots on that. I don't think it's as saturated as.
I think I might be dead too.
I feel like what they should do is just disconnect themselves from it and make them more like do the opposite of what they did with Marathon. And in my opinion, when it came to that, I think Halo 2 had the better art style and art direction.
Yeah, that's fine.
And because like the colors were not just muted, they were darkened, but they weren't like they still had color to them. I'm just saying like how overly bright it is, just super bright.
I don't think Halo 3 is as saturated as you make it out to be. I don't think it is. Now, granted, there are other games that do this and do it poorly. I'll give you that, but I don't think Halo 3 is one of them. Because a lot of the times the environment, yeah, there is like the brighter green of the brighter green of like the lush junglescape or I think it's like when they specifically get to the park.
I'm talking about the armor coloring on Chief.
Really?
General.
Chief's color is muted as hell in Halo 3. What do you mean? That is not a bright shade of green. I've gone to to the armor customization and found a brighter shade of green than what he's wearing.
No, that's not what I'm talking about when I say like saturated. So it's the same dark color. It's just that the way how the camera angles are in the lighting within the game itself makes them brighter than it should be. Like when I think of Halo, like when I think of Chief specifically, I think of the Halo 2 cover and how dark that actually is, and that should be what it is. For 3, it's
Halo
like
2
lens
still
flare.
Colorful, but it's less Chief's the colorful one, more the environment is what's colorful. If you know what I mean. Like the sunset, the fires in the background, and I think some of the foreground, yeah. Like I actually have one of those posters for Halo 2 as like the desktop on my lock screen, because I fucking love it. It looks so good.
I don't know.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of it. I wouldn't have gotten Halo 3.
That's fair. I find Halo 4 is the one that's like it is just like over the top with how much they do like the lighting in that game. Like it's like a J.J. Abrams film. It's just lens flare fucking everywhere.
No, I can see that one.
Crazy. It's crazy. But I do like some aspects of like the design direction of some, especially the human vehicles. I don't mind the look of some of the human vehicles and some of the human weapons, but I detest the style of the battle rifle. I detest. It doesn't look right, doesn't sound right. That ain't my hashtag not my battle rifle. The assault rifle's fine. The pistol, okay. The shotgun, I think the ugliest thing in that entire game. And I'm not even and granted, I'm not a big fan of the Halo Reach shotgun either. I've never liked the shotguns past Reach. I've never liked them.
Do not last stab it.
To me.
Do not.
What?
What did I just say?
I'm sorry. What were you trying to... Oh, you had feed. Sorry.
Oh.
I for one could not hear you over the conversation, so I do apologize.
My apologies. My bad.
Okay.
I was just more so meaning, I don't know, I'm not a fan of 3. I can't get into it. I've tried multiple times to do it. However, the game, anytime I play it, I feel slow, I feel sluggish, I don't feel like actual progress is being made as I play through it, despite, getting to the next cutscene, getting to the, next mission.
Is it the narrative, like, is it a bit of narrative dissonance? Like, I've never heard this complaint about Halo 3, so I'm interested. Is it a narrative thing? Is it a gameplay thing? Or is it just both?
It's narratively and gameplay.
Hold your attack. Hold your attack.
I'm going to leave it at 1 health.
Okay.
I will not kill.
Okay. The reason why you don't hear these complaints is because it gets drowned out by fanboys jerking themselves off to Halo 3. Because
I wouldn't go that far, but I get the
no,
sentiment.
I'm talking about how it gets so overly praised when they ignore a lot of its flaws. Big
I wouldn't say
example
that
when
it
it
doesn't
comes.
have flaws. I would just say it's.
No, its flaws are there. Weapon nerfs, especially. The only nerf I understand them doing is sword. Sword does need to be nerfed.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
But like the shotgun literally is a pea shooter. Like it's like a
if you're not up close in the enemy's face, I know that. I know that much because I remember. Because I remember in Halo 1 and 2, that shotgun can get some work done, but you do have to be rather close. Mind you, the assault rifle wasn't really that different because we all use and abuse the Magnum in that game. Let's not kid ourselves. We all use and abuse the Magnum in Halo CE.
Yes.
And the battle rifle in Halo 2 is just probably the best, most balanced weapon in that game, if not the series.
Yeah. Biggest complaint I have is if it's not a remake of a older map, the Halo 3 maps themselves are literally just like a symmetrical 3-lane Call of Duty map.
Yeah.
Kind of annoying when you really look at them, and they're the only maps people really play on, and it's like annoying because the other maps that aren't symmetrical
I will say
are
this.
fun.
Even when I was just like as a kid, just walking through those maps on Forge mode, just to actually get a sense of like the style, and just to actually get a look at them, it's like I don't get the feeling of like awe that I do on some of the other maps from like the Halo games onward. I don't get that sense, like especially, yeah, because that's one of the things I actually love about those maps. That even if you want to say it's like, well, as in terms of game design, they're not the best, but it's like, but in terms of like pulling you into that setting, I find them really good on that. Even if they aren't the best, it's like I remember that fucking level that has the elephant on it.
I think we have to skip
and you have
here.
those weird towers that if you go out of bounds, they shoot you.
Yeah, Sand Trap.
Yeah, Sand Trap. I love the aesthetic of that area. It's like what's the story behind this mega structure? I want to know. How come this isn't a level in the game? Like, what the fuck? Where is this in the Halo universe? I want to know the story of this location.
Fair enough.
What battles were fought here?
Fair enough. But that's
You're
my
right.
point. I was trying to say.
Fancy pants. Sorry, I was responding to a comment. He said, "Yeah, the CE Magnum is so addicting to use."
It is, but that's because it's a remnant of the way how the RTS engine was working with CE. Because it was not meant. Yeah, so you know, like how you can one-shot hunters in it. That's because that's because the hunter was meant to just have a large health pool hitbox, like a large health pool, and they stuffed 3 heads as its hitbox in the chest, just as like a way for the hitbox to actually function as an RTS.
Okay.
Because they made it into a shooter, they had to keep a lot of the code of the guns they had, and the pistol was meant to be an infantry scout weapon that you would build and send out your scouts to it. It's not meant to do a lot of damage. And they did have what was going to set them apart is that there was going to be a crit mechanic where certain weapons had a crit multiplier based on the head.
Okay.
And obviously, because they had to make it into a shooter and leaving a bunch of that code in, they just had to keep the head hitbox of the 3-head hitbox in the hunter. So that's why you can one-shot it with the Magnum, the
you can
Magnum,
one-shot it with the Magnum. Yeah. And also, if you just dump an entire mag from the assault rifle or just shoot it a few times with the shotgun directly square in the back, it can also do that rather quickly. But you got to actually keep on it, because if it moves or if you miss even once, you can fuck up the flow and it won't be able to stun them.
Yeah, and that's why
with the sniper,
and that's why the hunters weren't originally meant to be they were meant to be the heavy infantry anti-vehicle mechanized unit for the Covenant if it was an RTS stuff. And they weren't necessarily meant to be shot in the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
they
dying
weren't
here.
designed because, like,
Interesting.
yeah, that's why they weren't meant to be a. That's why you can just shoot it. They were, because it's an RTS originally. They had all these turn time effects and stuff, and your soldiers aren't going to necessarily be accurate. They're just going to be shooting at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just meant to be a way to calculate damage.
Interesting.
That is, yeah, there's a lot of, like, CE is literally built off of remnants of the RTS because that's what they had to do within the last 4 months of development.
Okay.
That's why Halo 2 feels like a more traditional shooter,
Yeah.
by the way, because they had
Yeah.
to restructure the game from the ground up within 9 months and crunched.
Which makes sense considering your main weapons in that game are not the pistol and the assault rifle, but the battle rifle and the SMGs, which is an interesting little like swap mechanically. Although I find that's what makes it the battle rifle probably the best weapon, and the SMGs just kind of not great unless you're planning on ambushing with dual wielding, or you want to use the dual wielding effectively, which I like. I like that mechanically, but it's like I often find myself swapping the assault rifle sometimes with other weapons, especially the shotgun. Holy shit, the shotgun is so good in that game. I love that game, shotgun.
Yes.
I love that shotgun.
Also, you were meant.
Or the carbine. The Covenant carbine is so fucking goated. I love that gun. It is so good.
That's why also they would have made the sword a real weapon that you could use in they could make it a real weapon in Halo 1, but they just didn't have time, by the way. The lore reason was because the swords were biometrically assigned to said Sangheili, but
which is why they get destroyed whenever you kill them. It's like it doesn't read their biosignature, therefore they just deactivate. That's fine.
Yeah, and the reason why in Halo 2 is because Spartan armor got an upgrade where they're using hide of Sangheili in the gloves.
Which is also that's interesting. Which is also where they slid in that little bit where they could translate the Sangheili language, even though the grunts were speaking English.
I lose. What am I gonna do?
The grunts speaking English is because of them literally, and I'm not kidding, watching like
Brain damage.
humans. Here, I'm gonna wait for them to.
Because I just find that funny, but it's like, yeah, they just kind of snuck that in. And it's like, you know what? That's fair. Halo CE was made rather quick, and they didn't have time to write a bunch of dialogue for the Covenant. But now they have the opportunity. Now they can do this. Shotgun was good in CE too. Yeah, it was. I just hated how it boiled down to the flood sweeper, but it wasn't. But I wasn't a fan of the flood sections. I know this might seem a bit of a hot take, but I don't hate the flood levels in Halos 1, 2, or 3. I don't hate them.
Okay.
I don't mind the library. I just find that it gets really repetitive, and I find it hard to try and engage with the story, especially with the Guilty Spark. I want to hear the little tidbits that he gives about the Halo ring, but it's hard to do that when I have like 3 bloats and one fucker down the hallway with a rocket launcher aimed at me. It's hard to do that at the same time.
Yeah, I do want to mention for the grunts why they speak English is because they learned it literally from watching human sitcoms, like TV sitcoms.
That is hilarious. That's funny.
You'd be surprised that like human memorabilia is taboo in the Covenant. Makes sense.
Okay.
But,
that explains why he was playing with those toys in Halo 2 in the legendary cutscene. He was playing with those Spartan toys. Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, I feel so bad for slaughtering hundreds of them now.
No, don't, because they literally eat humans. on occasion.
That's fair. That's fair.
I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't want to be friends with them. But yeah,
They look so cute, but they're so vicious.
Yeah, they're very vicious.
What is the story with the jackals, by the way? I never quite understood them. I know they're supposed to be like
They're
some
mercenaries for hire.
Yeah, they're like 6 foot something bird-looking motherfuckers that like eat people. Yeah, it was more the fact that the mission with them went on way too long and there was no break. Yeah, that was the thing. It's like, and he'll talk while you're fighting, and it's like I genuinely want to hear him give little tidbits about the installation and little things like that, because I want to know if there's actually references to Marathon or some shit and just baked in there. But I can't do that when I have like half a dozen of these fuckers on my ass and I'm trying to pick some off with the pistol up ahead, especially those fucking bloaters, and I'm trying to sweep through them with the shotgun.
They were told not to. Actually, Microsoft told them not to. Like, they were told not to make it a part of the Marathon universe, by the way.
Well, was that after the first game, or was that like later when they had to? Really? Because that game is flooded with Marathon. I mean, not to mention the Marathon logo.
Yes, but those are meant to be tongue-in-cheek references. They were not meant to conflate it with the two, because they wanted to specifically have like an IP exclusive to like Microsoft. Like only on the Xbox.
Troublesome when they got to Halo Reach. I remember hearing about that. They got into legal issues.
Mm-hmm.
But even with the 343 Reclaimer glyph, it's like it's still there. I know what that is.
It's just a tongue-in-cheek reference, and that's all you gotta say.
I know. Legally they have to say it, but I know. I know what they're doing.
They wanted to make it, but it's not.
They were going to straight up make it a part of the Marathon series, but it's like, no, you got to keep this more subtle. For God's sakes, we can't have it actually tie into that.
Well, also,
which, I mean, I guess is fine from a marketing standpoint.
I mean, also, they were originally going to make Destiny a part of the Halo franchise, but
really, how would they do that?
Before the story, before the story got canned and they had to rewrite everything. It was meant to be like a continuation of like, okay, so the UNSC stripped Earth of so many resources and that a bigger threat than the Covenant came out, and that was like different universe. The fucking ball of light. I cannot remember its name off the top of my head. The Traveler.
Yeah, the Traveler. That's what it was. I was gonna say. I literally looked this up not long ago. Yeah, the Traveler. The funny little ball that just came out.
And it stripped resources. It was quote unquote running from something. The speaker of the Traveler was not forerunner nor foreign to this universe. And what came after the Traveler was what came with the Traveler was the Cabal and everything else. Story got thrown out, and they were like, and the lead writer, I cannot remember off the top of my head, was so pissed at Activision, before it was Activision Blizzard, pissed at Activision for throwing out a story that he quit and went to go work for Rare.
Huh?
And he was a part of the narrative, and he was at the narrative team for writing future expansions for Sea of Thieves.
Oh, cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then he came back for Halo for Microsoft Studio or Xbox Studios.
I'm watching episode 2 of Starfleet Academy now. Oh boy.
Oh God! Don't torture yourself. It's just gonna get worse. Don't do it.
I'm committing. I have 2 months of this fucking thing, super cheap. I'm gonna do it.
Okay. At least watch some like TNG or some DS9 to filter this out.
What do you think I've been watching? I've been watching.
I know.
I've been binging TNG this whole fucking time, and I'm waiting for a friend of mine so we can watch the beginning of season 4.
Okay.
Because we stopped on the Best of Both Worlds Part 1. Now we're going to Part 2.
Oh damn! I missed that. Shit. Oh God damn it!
Yes, you did.
Y'all niggas missed a lot of shit because you overbook.
Sorry?
Sorry?
I said y'all niggas miss a lot of shit because a lot of y'all guys overbook yourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't even play Battlefield 6 because like it costs money.
Why don't? I'm just kidding.
Regardless,
I'm
I'm doing Starfleet Academy because I wanted to see just how ridiculous it can be. Because I've heard a lot so far, and from what I've seen so far, it's very, very. It wants to be quick, but Star Trek was never about being super quick, not in its entirety.
You're responsible for the cringe you watch. I can't save you from that. You should have just waited. You should have just waited and watched it through myself and Jay.
I was gonna say, I only ever heard about Starfleet Academy through Jay's videos, and it's like, by God.
Oh, it's
God.
Please leave a message after the
Yeah.
tone.
Starfleet Academy has the issue of has a really bad enshittification effect, where it wants to be something else, but it has to do it in the framework of Star Trek.
Yes, it does. That's a lot of franchises now, which is fucking annoying. So,
Like, okay, the premise isn't terrible, but they have to go with the timeline that they themselves made, in which they
from
themselves
STD
made really weirdly and decided, yeah, that'll work.
Weirdly is a weird way to say god awful.
Listen, I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt best I can.
That's the problem. This show doesn't deserve it. I feel so happy for feeling bad about not watching Star Trek just so I don't have to experience what y'all are going through. Yeah, same. Mr. McFancy Pants is the only real winner here. We all lose except him because he never played the game.
Neither did I. I never played the game.
Yeah.
I won.
Yeah, you're the winner too. You both win.
That's why I said, just be a good consumer and not consume the content.
And be the best consumer and make your own content. That's better than this shit.
No, that's just being
don't be a consumer, be a customer.
I think the only thing that like I have seen that actually has a moderately good storytelling and good ways of like rewarding the watcher of it has been the Amazing Digital Circus, but that's it's good.
I have my own take on more so Glitch as a whole. I don't think Glitch should be the arbiter of what is considered like big indie animation.
No,
they shouldn't.
No, that's not my point. But
I know
it's had to work with somebody.
Yeah, but the reason why I mention it and why it's relevant is because a lot of people say that Glitch are like pioneers of true indie making it big, and it's like, no, they had the same politics as every big studio, and they just appealed to it. Yeah, well, no, they were corporate from the beginning. It was never about like for instance, Knights of Guinevere. How else do they know that guy that made it? Because they share the same politics in it.
I was gonna say it's basically the new Rooster Teeth, even though Rooster Teeth died and then came back like a fucking Frankenstein's monster.
Well, kind of, but not
Phoenix,
really.
actually.
What's that?
Like an undead Phoenix, actually.
Say that again.
An undead Phoenix.
Oh, an undead Phoenix. Yeah, that's fair enough. Like a vile Phoenix.
Regardless, the thing is that I don't really care for Glitch. I saw what they did with Knights of Guinevere, and it, again, interesting premise. It's not going to take a whole lot because you don't have that. Your protagonists that you already have aren't really that compelling already.
Well, no, what I'm meaning is It's who they're connected with, because that's the guy that made Amphibia. That's who like made Knights of Guinevere. It's because they all share the same politics. There's nothing like uniquely different that stands Glitch out. Like the true, actual, real indie animation that's out there is Space King, and I'm dead ass serious.
What he's trying to tell you, Marcus, is that the same circle that can be drawn around the various routes that go all the way back to the marvelous adventures of Flapjack, and then to the enshittification of all Western animation, to the point where it was the exact same shit, but different on 3 different channels, is the exact same thing that is being made with Glitch. To the point that any other animation gets bogged down, because everything else is corporate, and the only real indie animation that is really standing on its own and making splashes that are different, outside of the ones that also went corporate but retained their soul, in the case of Smiling Friends, is Space King. And, I guess, Dungeon Soup, Chaotically Good Barbarian.
I have not heard that one, so I would love to actually watch that. Interesting.
It's on the Dungeon Soup channel.
Okay, I'll take a look at it later.
I guess where I'm trying to come from is that there I feel should be a separation more so in those series compared to who's hosting them, if that makes any sense.
Well, the main problem is that in order for these things to be able to go, they inherently have to encorch themselves to the corporation cycle, which means as soon as they become an entity that can stand up and then be recognized, it already has begun the rot. This was the case of why people shut on Vibsipot, because she deserves it, and the shit that was made with Hazbin Hotel was quite literally, I like making characters that aren't the important character, but I really need them to stand out because my uwu soft boy needs to be seen the same way I see them by everyone else. So the way that people like to shit on Stephanie Meyer by saying, if only she wasn't Mormon, the freak could be let out on a leash, is the same thing that happens with most Western animation. The people who go into Western animation want to do wacky, silly, kooky things, but they're not willing to go the extra step to actually make real content. They want to live in a bubble where they can circle a line around the things they don't like about writing tropes and write stories that are going to appeal to the uwu soft girls and the incapable of tolerating mild hot sauce enjoyers in their content around AO3. And then they don't have the ability to have a conversation about every other fucking animation source, like Wakfu, or the sequel to Wakfu that's escaping my mind, or even something as stupid as Christopher Niazi's series of The Terrain of Magical Expertise, because every single person in the animation sphere in this cycle refuses to let other things grow because they have the same politics, and if they're not willing to suck the cock, they have to destroy them outright, and then by destroying their competitors through means that isn't showing their content in quality is better, it is just the same nothing that nobody fucking cares for, because it's the same shit that happened to Steven Universe happening again. But unlike the example of Gravity Falls, you can't fall back and say, well, it was made by Alex Hirsch, it's good. No, they're not. Their shows are bad. Hazbin Hotel is bad. Hell of a Loss has lost its steam. The Amazing Digital Circus is being ransacked by the very same people who say that they love it because they can't stop harassing the content creator on their platform, to the point that they left Twitter and Reddit and they're only talking on Blue Sky, while still getting harassed by them in the same sphere. Same thing to Amphibia. Same thing to that one other show that I can't remember the name of. Same thing with Stars vs. the Forces of Evil. All the real animators that are worth a damn, like Jenny Tarshowski and Lauren Faust and Craig McCracken, the husband to Lauren Faust, they started doing other shit that they don't pay attention to because the left-wing sphere decided they don't get to have breath because they're not voting for their politics and or they're allegedly Nazis. And everything else in the interim can't stand out because it's the same shit but different.
If you like I am gonna say though, if you like any of this stuff, I'm not gonna criticize you for liking it. I'm just don't care for it specifically, especially like shows.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these shows do kind of fall into like I wouldn't say Gravity Falls ruined it, but you can definitely tell that shows took on
It follows
tropes
a
of it,
niche sameness.
Yeah.
where every story has lore, every story
because
it's
when I look at the animation eras, you can recognize the eras just by what they are.
yes. So like every like Gravity Falls and other kind of shows like it, like Adventure Time and stuff, which by the way, Rebecca Sugar made the worst episodes on the show that permanently ruined the show going forward, is that every show had to have lore, had to have like some background knowledge, had to have some mystery behind it that over time gets explained, and then the show itself turns into this hodgepodge of it all looks the same despite looking different, having that same feel, looking different, like and then also I'm just going to be honest, it's also appealing to the people that are now grown up with it, and that Real Fake Wizard made a point on this, that these people are catering to the adults that have that nostalgia now rather than just making things for kids. Yeah, where the reason why a lot of these shows appeal to them, to these adults and or young kids that grew up on like Gravity Falls and stuff, is because it's that familiarity of there's lore, there's this, there's that, and then they're seen as very
similar to why there's the remakes of certain shows. Say King of the Hill. Although King of the Hill does have a similar effect, it still has the same premise that it did years and decades ago. Surprisingly.
Yeah, but again, if you like any of these shows, I'm not gonna criticize you for it at all. Because again, everything is subjectively there. Like likes are subjective. You know, I've also, like I said before, you're talking to someone who doesn't like Halo 3. My takes are mostly subjective.
Yeah.
I may come off as objective when I say it, but beside the point.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm like, the objective truth of the matter is that these there's no real, what's it called? There's no one. It's because they all share the same thing. It's like a Hydra. They all have the same body, but they might have different faces, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You cut one off, two will grow in its place.
Yeah.
That's why I said, because like for instance, Flash Kids, they have politics that probably share with these people, because because Tom and Don do like Hassan for some reason. Don't ask me why. But like they might have those politics, but like the reason why they're truly, in my opinion, indie is because they're not leaning into the corporatization of their show. They're doing it with them and a team that agrees with them for the project's sake, in the sense of they agree that they want to make the best show possible, not a insider. Like hell, they have a bunch of women working on the team. They're the ones that made most of the Space Marines, or sorry, Psycho Warriors. Like, yeah, and if anything, they're learning from Space King as a whole how to actually create like a real show, real animation. Yeah,
right.
It is cool. The reason why I would say
and real lore.
Well, yeah, because they appeal to autists. Was part of their marketing. It was just really funny.
Yeah.
But like with Smiling Friends, I would say that they were indie animators, but they've worked with the corporations before. Like Back Hadel has worked with Adult Swim for a long time. Same with why am I blanking on his name? The other guy that's part of the show. You know what I'm talking about, Carl?
Oni?
No, not Oni. No. It's Zach and Alex? Is that his name? Is the guy that voices Alan and him. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but those guys, they've worked with Adult Swim before in the past. Like, you know, like the meme of, Morty, get in the car, Morty.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, he's worked with Adult Swim before.
I was having a little Morty sleep. Get in the car, Morty.
Yeah, him.
That fucking video.
Yeah, they've worked with Adult Swim before, and they've worked with people that worked on fucking My Little Pony as well. Like, they've worked with the industry before. And it's to them, I don't count them as truly indie for Smiling Friends. I just say it's two indie people that made it in the industry.
Huh?
It's personally how I see it, because it's like, yeah, that's how I personally see it. Now, obviously, Zach and them are friends with Vivzy, so, you know. But again, it's the you can pick your friends, but not your friends' nose sort of thing for me on that.
Yeah.
But like, they're less like, it's indie, but it's not in. You know, because if it was
independent,
yeah, it's two indie guys making a show, but it's not truly independent, because there was a lot of things they couldn't get away with on Adult Swim. They still had to bend to the corporate neon.
There was a level of self-censorship, but I think it was just guidelines they had to meet. It wasn't like anything you do, we're gonna cut up and mutilate. It's more so just, please meet these guidelines. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I'm like with them, and the reason why fucking Vivzy and the carcasses that she has with Hell of a Boss and Has-Been can get away with everything that it could is because Amazon didn't give a shit, and it shows.
Yeah. And until she did that fucking Zero Mission episode, where it was basically a retcon of the pilot in the first episode, where I can flat out smell how corpo she went with that, because she got bought out by Amazon. I can fucking smell it from space. Yeah, she's gonna fall on that corpo. She's gonna fall on that corpo sword and climb up that ladder. Which, I mean, you know, I guess good for her. Yeah.
Yeah. And what in the? Huh? What in the hell? Okay, sorry. I'm at like my library, and I'm like about to go to my next class in about half an hour, and a guy walking out started growling at his and snarling at it.
He's growling at his what?
Phone.
Oh.
No idea. Everyone like kind of stopped and looked at him.
Either it's intense roleplay or he's shitposting.
Maybe the latter. I don't know.
Granted, I'm half joking when I say that.
True. But I don't know. I'm just like the guy that am like, so when it came to Has-Been, the only joke I laughed at the entire time, like the only one, was the them realizing the target was the kid and then just shooting him.
Yeah,
that was the only.
Yeah,
that was the only joke that was actually.
There is a god.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
And also, they like not even episode 1 distance themselves from that main pilot of, oh hey, look, it's demons coming on contracting work, because I need to have my lore, my stories, my characters. I need to have everything in there, and then a lot of penis jokes.
I'll say this: she tried to make it semi episodic for the first little bit, but it wasn't. But it was until they got to like episode 6 or so that it's like, yeah, you can tell the tone changes here, and they're focusing more on like the romance subplot, the fucking the infernal politics sort of matters, that kind of shit. It starts circling that instead of the core premise of, oh, we're demons in a office comedy being sent to go to the human world to kill people, and trying to find skits and jokes around that.
Another thing about it is that a lot of people realize that the content that she was talking about is very questionable.
What do you mean?
What I mean by questionable is, basically, the entirety of Hazbin Hotel, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want me to elaborate further or not.
Well, hold on. Well, I want you to elaborate what you mean initially. It's like, what do you mean what content
So,
is dubious?
You know the premise of Hazbin Hotel is basically trying to redeem sinners.
The Princess of Hell wants to redeem sinners to prevent the genocide of her people. But it's like, that's already a bit of a weird premise. You could have it just simply be, just remove that whole bit of like the angels coming down to wreck shit up. Just have it be, she's a Disney princess in hell, which in and of itself is kind of funny. And have it be that her genuine desire is to see if the sinners can be redeemed. Okay, simple premise. Let's run with that. Let that be our DS9 station. Let the hotel be our plot of our pot of soil, or I should say the plot of soil, for us to have little seeds of stories to come out of and little intrigues and stuff like that, and really get in deep with the characters. And it's like, nope, we're gonna go into angel and hell politics and all this other shit, and a grab bag plot at godhood from Vox's point of view. And it's like, we don't need any of this. You already have a simple premise. You already sold us that on your fucking pilot that made you well, I say this hypothetical, millions of views. Why not just write on that premise? Like, Vivian, baby, you don't have to do all this extra stuff. You already sold us. Just do something with it, please.
Thing, though, that I'll say right now.
Yeah.
The object of it was to redeem the sinners. Do you know what the majority of the sinners were?
Pedophiles and murderers.
Exactly.
Well, there was Angel. Yeah, there was Angel Just. I know technically not Alistair. He was one of the members of the staff. I know it's specifically Angel Just.
Some of them were of circumstance. Some of them were of. Of a different way. That being, like Husk and
yeah.
Basically, you get the idea.
Yeah. To an extent, Alistair, because well, to an extent,
Alistair's there because of his own means and because he made that contract.
Even though his motivations keep fucking shifting, it's like they can tie together somewhat, but there's no like central. There's no central
are
needle.
Relatively the same.
Well,
motivations are simply as put. It's just I want.
So what they really should have done with the story is really simple. Make an episodic monster of the week story of, hey, look, new guy gets in here, new guy checks in, which I hate to say it.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. Unironically, that could work. A simple episodic premise where you have people coming in, or you can return with characters to have them develop on other stories. Like, maybe they needed time to think about this sort of thing, and then it comes up later as a personal development. And Charlie and the crew have to navigate around that. It's like, well, let's explore what their mortal life was like, so that, it's kind of like how Q, whenever he would have episodes with Picard going back and forth through time and alternate realities, it's like you could do some weird hell, because Charlie has magic. She could do that to go through their lives to see, okay, where did they go wrong? What can they do now to make it better and to redeem themselves? Simple premise that you could do, and it would be fine. That would be easy to do.
Well, that's what I was trying to say is have someone check in, try to be redeemed, look at their lives, that sort of thing. You can make skits and comedy out of that, dark, I guess.
And hell, you could have like a dramatic plot twist where it's like, no, they end up actually falling back on their bad habits, and it's like, no, I can't change. I'm stuck down here. I deserve to be here. And that could be an actual either a bittersweet ending, because it's like, yeah, I accept what I did was wrong, but Charlie, I believe me being here is right. What I did was horrible. I don't deserve redemption. I deserve to suffer for what I did. And it's like, that could actually be a good resolution to a plot for one episode, and they move on from there. That would be interesting. But then again, I'm putting more thought into this than Vivian clearly fucking did. Because she wanted to do other shit.
Well, what she should have been was up front of the story is that she just wanted a story set in hell where she explores whatever ideas that she has about hell.
And that would be fine, but let that be the premise of your pilot. Like, for God's sakes. And that of itself would be interesting. It's like, yeah, what if you have a royal figure of hell that's like, no, I don't want to constantly punish people. I want to try and redeem them. And she's in like a Game of Thronesian sort of plot within this city. It's like, what kind of web of intrigue could there be in this? Do people start not finding her power legitimate, or would they try to conspire against her, use her for their own benefit? Like, that would be interesting. But again,
Actually,
she didn't go down that route.
It doesn't seem really accurate in like a biblical sense.
I know. Well, it was never going to be. It was never going to be. Let's be dead ass. She was playing around with shit from like, what was it? The King Solomon book, which is not biblical. It's apocryphal. It's weird. She picks and chooses her inspirations for biblical and occult shit everywhere, and it's weird. Like, anyway, I'm done. I should probably stop yapping. I'm gonna stop yapping. I don't know where Phantasma went.
I don't know. But
oh, no. I yapped him to death.
I don't know. But we're on DST now because apparently nobody wanted to play ER and Fancy's too far away from the lot, and I'm not waiting 30 minutes.
Fair enough. I could try DST. It's just I don't know what the hell I'm doing on that.
Aqua, you've been yapping, and you haven't been playing. Play some games.
Yeah. Okay, well, hold on.
I am at school.
I can hop on DST.
I know you're at school.
Hold on. On DST, because I have not played this in a while. And I I've been meaning to ask you, it's like, how to actually go through this game. Because that's what I got this for.
DST 1 or 2?
Just don't starve together.
Don't starve together.
Oh, for some reason, I'm thinking of Slay the Spire in my head.
Oh.
When you said DST.
I could also play Slay the Spire. I don't know if... Well, it wouldn't show up on the stream, but it would show up here if you wanted. I could do that too.
Coach him how to play and Slay the Spire.
Actually, that would help. Actually, that wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind coaching in DST or Slay the Spire. I would not mind that. Unironically. Or even Path of Exile. I have a few, actually, I could try. Let me try DST first. I want to try that first. I want to get the gist of this game as much as I can.
I did want to mention when before I leave, Marathon. One element of Marathon that they want to do, like I mentioned, is they want to Destinyify it.
Yeah.
And especially with its lore, that they're trying to be as cryptic and direct as possible. Cryptic in the sense that, where does this place in the timeline? And direct
they want to be vague.
Yeah, so it's basically... Well, no, it's that they want to be specific that their marathon is different from Bungie's marathon, and I have to preference that the same people that worked at Bungie has not been the same since a long fucking time.
Yeah, and that's weird. It's like, well, if that's the point, why not just make it another fucking IP? It would be okay if they did that.
It's because they saw that they had it in a grave, decided to dig it out, and then beat it again with it's a dead horse.
That horse wasn't even dead. It was just laid to rest. It was done all the way back in '96.
Yeah, like I said, horse. It was a fine racehorse, and it was out. It had to put out its pastures at the end. It made its last race. Now they dug it back up and beat it with the shovels they dug it up with.
I'm trying to get DST running. It's being finicky with me. So.
Oh, are you trying to like enable a bunch of mods at the same time?
No. I'm just. Oh, here we go.
The game takes
okay, Okay, so when you do try to enable mods and stuff that he has, some of them will crash your game, and it would undisable them. It will undisable them. You have to re-enable a bunch and make sure that they are ones that work. I've had that happen before, and Carl can attest that it demotivated me to play the game first, originally.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my... No, I don't want it to be too loud. There.
Okay, I have to watch it. Here, I gotta get going. I gotta watch a quick video on how to figure out what a matrice is for my math test.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, I'm in pre-calc, and God, I don't know.
And you're right, Master McFancy Pants. Destiny-ifying is a cardinal sin.
Yep.
A mortal sin. Okay. All right. So how do I get to you, Carl, or do I have to host a game?
I'm already hosting the game.
Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. Say that again. You came a little quiet on that.
I'm already hosting a server.
Okay. Okay. Do I browse?
Yes, you browse.
Okay.
And you're looking
Do I
for.
just look up?
You're looking for open bracket CGG close bracket gray border supremacy or gray border discrimination.
In bracket gray. I'm sorry. What is it again? Hold on.
Gray border discrimination.
Gray border. I cannot type. Life. Scrimtion. There. Let me see if it worked. Don't think that worked.
Project your screen, please.
I am. It's on the server.
That's not a bracket. That's a that is an underscore.
Oh shit. My bad. I thought you said underscore.
Delete,
okay, my bad.
Just delete all of that. Type in gray border.
Oh, hold on. Thanks. Gray border.
And gray is spelled with an E.
Oh. Fuck's sakes. Oh.
Gray is spelled with an E.
I know. I'm getting to that. Hold on. Gray border. Oh, there we
it
go.
is.
Okay.
The password is the same as it always is.
Servers.
Click do not show this again.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Hold on. Let me look that up. Where did you put it?
It's the same password I always use. Carl1.
Oh. Okay. Join. Let me retype that again. Do not show again.
Lemon Duck, you've been quiet. Are you going to play the game?
What game are you playing?
Don't starve together.
Don't starve together.
Not today.
Taking a while to connect.
Did they say
there we go.
women? Yes, they said
There
women.
we go.
So happy to get into a series after it's been raped, so I don't have to feel the sting as it happens and ignore the bad stuff. That's unfortunately not how that works. You still get consequential punishment to the things that are happening. You are just skipping the parts where you are a part of the trauma that caused the problem. Watching Steven Universe from beginning to end after all of the Steven bombs does not preclude you from seeing the inevitable straggling effect that was the series dragging its ass because the showrunner was having their plot sabotaged by their storyboarders. You just get to see the thing in a complete full binge nature, and you won't notice the problem that was they had significant periods that the show wasn't complete for because they kept putting it on hiatus instead of having an episode prepared and ready. Despite the fact they were using the vignette style, which meant they should have had twice as many episodes ready to go. Blame it on the South Korean industry, blame it on the quirks of animation, blame it on the animation errors that were rampant in the show because they had inconsistent art styles using a team of 5 two-man teams. it is the consequences that you cannot avoid. You are just skipping the parts where you have to wait, and that's not the same thing. It's probably one of the biggest issues with the bingeable nature of shit.
Yeah, that's why I don't like binging stuff, personally.
I need to go check the fire on the stove. I'll be right back.
And for some reason, this thing's taking forever to fucking load.
Don't Starve Together just takes a long time to load things because it has to load things in order.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You're apparently still loading into the server.
Yeah, it says it's not responding. Just bear with me. So it's either really loading and it's really trying, or I'm running
loading
into another technical.
No, it's
Okay.
loading. You're just loading it slowly.
Okay. Just bear with me.
Did you ever get your computer updated and or upgraded?
I updated my drivers. That's about it. I guess.
No new RAM?
That's
no
about
new video card?
No. Sadly, no.
Okay.
Although I have a friend of mine who could probably send me one. I'm trying to look into this, but I have no money.
Okay, that's not a problem. It just takes a long
If
time.
I could, I would. If I could, I would.
Yeah,
Believe me.
Yeah, that's just fine. It just takes a long time. Which means you'll probably want to avoid using mods, because if mods start making you crash, you'll have to constantly join and reload and figure out if a mod's crashing or not, which is a problem that he just described to you.
Yeah.
I don't know why the mods in my list crash people and they don't crash me, but I don't fucking know. I have to imagine it has to do something with the series of mods that I use and the fact that my system can apparently handle them alongside whatever mod warnings we have that does not immediately just disequip all of them out of your mod inventory. But if you have to learn how to play the game vanilla, it is what it is. We'll figure out what works with what. If you have to play the game vanilla, there's some shit that you'll definitely need that the server mods will definitely help with, because server mods are not the same as client mods. But your client mods, if you have to get something as simple as just basic recombined screens and craftbot, then it is what it is.
I don't even know what those are, so
they're basically
if I have them or not.
They're basically mods that apply information that otherwise would have been hidden to you, that you would need to know as a part of the gameplay, as a static number that you can observe and thus min-max, versus the general idea of a mechanic that is affected that you can't really fully understand because you can't see it.
Okay.
Temperature is a thing that if it did not have a number on the side of the screen from some basic UI mods, you would have to interpret. There are structures that are designed to tell you what the temperature is outside, but if you're smart and you know what season it is, you don't need that thing. You just literally use your fucking head and learn the game's mechanics.
Yeah, you can intuit without needing to have something, like, you don't have to engage with a system or a mechanic necessarily, you just intuit, okay, this is probably what I'm going to need for,
well,
like, I can tell.
Well, it's not quite you just intuit the system, you have to engage with the mechanic. You can't avoid
Okay.
temperatures and seasons. It's the difference
Oh,
of...
I meant like a UI element, not a mechanic. Like,
Yes.
it doesn't have to. I don't have to be shown it. I can just kind of guess from what the game's showing me already.
Well,
That's what I meant.
the way the game would tell you is that they'd make you guess. What the UI element does is that you don't have to guess. There's a bar over on your screen that shows you what it does.
Okay.
All of that just adds for quality of life. And there's only so many mods you can add before you start hindering yourself and or losing the ability to understand how to play the video game. But does that matter if you can't even log into the server, Kappa?
Exactly. It's still loading. God, I hope this won't be a trend. It didn't take this long for me to get to the main menu. I don't know if this bodes well.
It depends. Did you get a pop-up that was telling you that you need to enable the ability for you to open up your firewall or anything like that from Windows Defender?
No.
Okay. So it's just your computer's load speed.
Okay. Because it's never been this slow.
SMPs be like that.
Yeah. It was never this slow for Path of Exile when we played. I remember that. I just remember it was slow running the frames per second. That was fucking slow.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I still don't understand what the fuck the deal with that was. I still don't know why.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Because I've been meaning to get back into Path of Exile for a while. I want to continue that poison arrow build. I liked that. That was fun. Oh shit, it may not actually. I may have to restart. Hold on. It's probably going to tell me X isn't working properly. Let me try this again. Yeah, it's not. Let me try this again.
It could also be the fact that you were also streaming the game to the inside of the server. That could have also been pulling on your connection.
Yeah, Ben. Let me try this again. Let me try this again. Could be that it needs to. Hold on. Let me check Steam, because it's been updating with patches in the background. Okay. Okay. All mods disabled. This game does not start correct last time. It's likely caused by mods. All client mods have been disabled. You can try re-enabling mods. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so is something in your mods. So just launch it vanilla.
Okay. Mods, let me... You have no client mods installed. Mods can be downloaded from the Steam Workshop. Okay. Browse games. to Ray order. Right, spelled with an E, no A. There we go. Okay. There. Let's try this again. Okay. Now it's trying to load. No problems now. Look good. Okay. Now I'm at the proper loading screen. Right. Should be there in about a minute. Hopefully less than.
Let's see, you are now connecting again. Okay.
Yeah, no problems. Problems here. Taking a minute. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Come on. Come on, don't do this. It's not responding again, son of a bitch. Whoa, what the hell just happened?
I don't know.
It's, Discord just kind of went blue on me for a second. Weird. Yeah, it's not fucking working for me. Damn it. Yeah, I know it's not fucking working. Let me try one more time, because I got farther this time. Let's see. Let's see if 3 is the magic number. Oh, and I understand that. Let's get this. Join. Okay. Pray for me. I swear to Christ. I swear to fucking God, are you serious? I can't even get to the loading screen. Son of a bitch. I don't know why it's not working for me today.
Ain't that about a bitch?
God fucking damn it. Okay, what if I just try Slay the Spire? Let me try that. That I know should fucking work. Let me try this. Excuse me, please. Okay, hold on. No, on fucking full screen, I've done this 40 fucking times and it will not stay that way. Hate that it keeps resetting back to full screen every time I relaunch this fucking... There we go. Okay. There. That should work. Let's see if I can get those final two unlocked.
Unfortunately, that is Slay the Spire 1.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
That is Slay the Spire 1. Slay the Spire 1
Yeah.
doesn't have multiplayer.
Oh, it does. Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, shit. I got nothing. God damn it. I thought that could work, but nope, it will not. I could still... We'll still at least do a run. Fuck it, I want to see if I can finish one of those unlocks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, while you do that, I'm going to go do dinner.
Okay.
I'm going to go make dinner now. Bye, everybody.
Alright.